organic reach on Instagram right now is only 8% on average. That means if you post something on Instagram and you have 100 followers, only 8 people are gonna see that in their feed, which is crazy. That is not the social media we were promised 5 or 6 years ago. So we need a new strategy. To be clear, I'm making this video because I want you to buy The Artist Profit Magnet. That's my selfish intention. But I also want to make the case why it is in your best interest to get the book as soon as possible and read it and apply it. I'm going to break this video down into 5 really quick parts. 1, who this book is for, to make sure that you're the right fit for the book with your creative skill set and where you're at in your business journey. 2, I want to talk about what this book is designed to help you achieve and what it's not designed for. So hopefully you came here to make some extra profit with your creative skill set, but I'll get into the details on that in a second. 3, I'm going to make the case why I actually think it's going to cost you more to skip this offer than to just pay the $5.60 and buy the book and apply it. Then 4, I want to talk about the really cool bonus that will come with the book if you buy it as soon as possible. And 5, I have a guarantee that will set any doubts aside and make it so that you can try this book out completely risk-free. All right, who is this book for? This book is for anyone with a creative skill set who wants to earn a profit from it. So that's my short and sweet answer. But to get more specific, this book is going to be extremely helpful and practical to, say, a videographer, photographer, illustrator, commission artist, a fine artist. Anyone in those skill sets will benefit from this. Regardless of whether your end product is a service, like say you're trying to attract local businesses and do photo shoots for them, or if it's a product end result. So that might mean you're selling art prints or an online course. Now, in terms of where you're at in your creative business journey, if say a 1 out of 10 is you have your skill set, but you really haven't made any money from it, you don't have any systems or a business set up, so you've never really done the technical stuff before, that's a level 1. And level 10 is full-time creative, you got sales funnel, automated stuff, you really have everything locked and loaded. This book is going to be helpful for people in that level 2 to level 5 range. Now, the reason I say that is because I'm not going to be teaching systems like how to set up your taxes or how to set up a Stripe account so you can start accepting online payments. This book is going to be specifically about marketing strategy that you can use for your creative business to attract high-paying prospects to your products or services. Okay, so what are the outcomes this book is going to help you achieve? Well, again, I said it before, but this book is designed for people who want to earn money from their creativity, and that's exactly what this book will do. And so the way I break it down is into 7 clear chapters, and I call them the 7 profit killers. So these are mistakes that not only cost time, but waste money that I notice artists and creatives doing all the time online. And the sad part is, I also noticed some influencers recommending some of this stuff.
There are many ways to do email. You don't even have to, have an email strategy where you send out weekly letters and create freebies and any of that. Just make it possible for people who like you and want to stay in touch with you to put their email address on your list. That's all.
I will tell you, and this is the stuff that most likely someone trying to sell you something isn't going to tell you this hard truth. You can't do whatever you want to make money. I understand that when it comes to being an artist, it's all about freedom and artistic expression. I get that. I'm a filmmaker. I make short films and they don't get many views, but I love making them. But if you want to make money from your creativity, you have to do it in a way where the person who's paying for it sees a clear benefit to buy it. And just to give a specific example of when it doesn't work out, I told you I've made these mistakes before. I've seen people recommend these mistakes. I wrote a book about a year ago called Off With His Head. I mean, I'm very proud of the book, but it did not sell well at all. I think only friends and family ended up buying it. And I can tell you with a little bit of hindsight, the reason it didn't sell is because I didn't write it with a specific group of people in mind. And I didn't think about how if they spend, say, $20 on the book, How are they going to get $20 or $40 or $50 or $100 worth of value? I just wasn't thinking that way because, again, no one explained it to me. As a creative, I don't hear people talking about the stuff that I explain in The Artist's Profit Magnet. But I'm getting a little sidetracked. So the book will break down these 7 profit killers that are, again, wasting time and money. But then I offer 7 fixes. And so I don't want to give too many details, but just to give one example. This is Profit Magnet 6. It's when artists and creatives are afraid to establish themselves as experts. And I know why this happens, because even though I've been, writing and being a filmmaker for over 5 years, I'm afraid to call myself an expert at it. And the reason that happened is because I look at people with tens of thousands of followers who are famous and this and that thing, and they have, their IMDb page filled to the brim with blockbusters. I'm like, I can't be an expert until I'm them. But again, another hard truth. In this age of influencers and social media, anyone can become an expert. And it's not about how many times a day that you post. It's about the way that you explain your ideas that may be obvious to you, but are not going to be obvious to a beginner. Explaining those ideas in a way that position you in the best light, but also provide valuable advice and content to people who are beginners, who are trying to learn their craft the same way you did, whether through school or through YouTube videos or through something else. So turning yourself into an expert is not too difficult. I talk about 3 different strategies you can use to start crafting your own expert status statements. It's not difficult, and it's actually a benefit to the people who end up seeing your stuff and treating you as the expert. But again, that's just one little section in this book. The key point is that you need to do these 7 different things. They're sort of like boxes you can check off. You need to do these 7 different things in order to start attracting premium clients who will actually pay what you're worth. And just to reiterate, this book is going to have prompts, questions, fill in the blank formulas, but it's not necessarily about the technical, it's the strategic. Okay, so why will it cost you more to skip this offer than to just pay the $5.60 and buy the book? The reason is simple. Basically, you're already doing stuff right now that is wasting time and money. There's that quote, I'm sure you know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Because of all the advice I've heard about, just, use content calendars, post 10 times a day and make sure you post at this time and that time and that time. And that's how you get a following. And then that's how you get views. And then that's how you get sales. But no one really talks about the fact that, just to give you one statistic, organic reach on Instagram right now is only 8% on average. That means if you post something on Instagram and you have 100 followers, only 8 people are going to see that in their feed, which is crazy. That is not the social media we were promised 5 or 6 years ago. So we need a new strategy. And so again, I want to give you just a little tip. So even if you don't buy the book, you'll get a little bit of value. The fact is, you should no longer look at social media as a social sharing platform. You need to treat it as billboard advertisement. So you can think of all the people on social media right now as traffic. They're scrolling through their feed, the algorithm's feeding this and that thing, they're getting the feed that, they really like this stuff, they're interested in it. But you need to, when you post, create an off-ramp so that people can get off of social media and onto your owned platform. OWNED, owned. And the only way to do that is by creating a lead magnet, which is exactly what you're seeing right now. The ad that I created was your off-ramp off of Facebook and onto something that will actually provide you real value. So I'm actually very happy that you clicked off of Facebook and onto this. And hopefully you don't go straight back to scrolling on Facebook. If you were a serious artist, clearly something about this promise attracted you. Clearly something is not working in your business right now, or you're so new to it that you don't really know where to get started. So that is why it will cost you more to skip this offer than to buy it. Because you're going to end up doing the same habits that waste time, that waste money, and ultimately leave you in that starving artist motif. Okay, the bonus. So originally I did offer this book at a much higher price point, but I was going to offer a one-on-one coaching call. And you'll still see that as an option to upgrade, but I'm still going to be including the other bonus I had with this book, which is an Artpreneur Archetype Assessment. I know that's a mouthful, I probably couldn't say that 3 times fast, but it is essentially an 18-question quiz that will sort you into one of 5 archetypes. And these are going to be based on what you're currently doing to advertise, market, and just run your creative business. And the reason that I think this is so helpful is because whenever you figure out which of the 5 archetypes you are, you will learn basically, what your strengths and weaknesses are, which I'm sure you have some impression of already, but you're going to learn how to offset your weaknesses and capitalize on your strengths. And right now I'm in the process of creating a custom little mini workshop for whichever archetype you are. It's not available yet, but I will send that out once I finish those up. Now I honestly think this assessment is worth $50, but I'm going to throw it in as a free bonus if you buy the book today. Now if you watch this far, you're probably already sold on the book, but I want to say one more thing that will probably set you at ease. So even if you have any little bit of doubt, this will wipe it off the map. You have 45 days to look at the book, to take the quiz, and if you don't feel like you got $5.60 worth of value, you can ask for a refund and you can keep everything. Just let me know, yeah, you didn't like the book, it wasn't what you were expecting, and I will send you your money back promptly. Now here are the next steps. Right below this video, there's going to be a button that says something like, give me my book already. If you click that, you'll be taken to a checkout page where you can put in your card information, and from there, you'll get the book instantly as a PDF download. And I will also send you a confirmation email that's going to have another link to the book. If you missed it, you'll be able to download it again. And we'll also have that link to the Artpreneur Archetype Assessment Quiz. And so you can start taking that stuff, reading the book like instantly. Like 5 minutes from now, you can be reading through the book and learning and applying the stuff that you learn to make profit, to make actual profit from your creative talent. So that's what you need to do. Click the button below, check out, get your book, and I will be asking probably in the next 5 or so days what you thought of it, whether you've been applying it or not. And I also have an email follow-up course that's going to be focused on 7 days of action steps. And that's just completely free. I don't even mention it as a bonus. It's just a token of my appreciation for getting the book. So that's the end of this video. I hope I convinced you to buy the book, but if not, I hope you still got a little tidbit of something you can apply. But again, the book is only $5.60 and you have 45 days to look at it, to take that archetype assessment quiz. And if you still aren't satisfied, you can ask for a refund and I will give you all your money and you still keep everything anyway. So you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Go check out that book.